Apatites are not shrouded by legendary myths. Much like this forgotten empire, the beauty of these specimens is often overlooked. Join us as we step back into the age of discovery and collect some of Portugal's impressive mineral history. I'm Thomas Nagin, and I'm a mineral explorer. I'm the guy that supplies museums, galleries, and private collectors with world-class pieces of nature's art. Come along with us as we travel the globe in search of rare gems, crystals, and other fine minerals. It's not always easy, but it's always an adventure. Portugal established the first global empire, and by the 15th and 16th century, this global powerhouse would lead the way into the Age of Discovery, where their maritime prowess discovered a sea route to India, then colonized what is now modern-day Brazil. The exploitation of mineral wealth like diamonds, gold, and silver, combined with the monopoly on the spice trade, would fund further explorations into Africa and Asia. But wars, natural disasters, and diminishing mineral resources would end this empire. However, the mineral legacy of Portugal still lives on. Just up the coast, in Cascais, we hope to find our own piece of Portugal's past.
I started collecting since a little boy. When I travel with my fathers, any place I go, I took some souvenir in rocks, anywhere. My name is Alberto. I teach, but I like to feel free to go anywhere, and this kind of business is perfect for that. Everybody likes apatite.
I like apatite too, yeah. And this is like $10?
It's not
$10? No. Oh well, you got to try sometimes.
Yes, okay.
Most serious collectors have an appetite for apatite, but that's not all these two are cooking up.
Well, I'm mainly based in Africa, in Mozambique. I worked in the bush for many years. It's risky because there's a lot of diseases there like malaria and, insects and snakes and spiders and stuff like that. But it's a cool job because, you get to travel a lot and you meet a lot of different people and nice people and different cultures. And I like the risk as well, Not always everything goes well. That's what I've always enjoyed doing.
He also has aquamarine and tourmaline gem rough, which helps complement this deal. 100 for the box?
No, for each.
For each piece?
Yes.
So maybe if I put several things together, we get a little better price, right?
Yes.
It always works that way, doesn't
Yes.
it? Yeah. Okay. Let me pick out some things. Let me just set out here. I really like being out in the light, actually. You can see the pieces better. You can see the color better. You can see if they have damage easier.
It's good to do a slice.
Slice.
Make slice. How much are these? Is this a gram? Or?
26.
So this is watermelon tourmaline.
Watermelon tourmaline from the same province.
From Zambezi province in Mozambique. This is a cute little apatite here, sitting on top of a quartz crystal. And this is a cute little apatite, also from Panasqueira.
Here is a very nice. Or like this or like this.
Yeah, it has to be broken here.
Yes.
You only end up with this,
Yes.
pretty much, because it's just cleaner. This one here is more breakage to it. Maybe he'll give me a deal on the two of them, a special deal. Ooh, you have a lot of pieces.
Yes, I have a lot.
And arsenopyrites aren't that expensive, right? They're not like
No,
the
they are
apatites,
not, they
yeah.
are not.
It's the type of mineral that a collector can afford that can't
Yes.
spend too much money, right?
Exactly.
Many of the top dealers are only after the expensive, world-class pieces. But I like to find a varied price range of minerals, so there's something for everyone.
With these two, these two. Take this out, one in.
Ah, take this out one end.
In. I don't count these, or they are three. With the tourmaline.
He's giving away your tourmaline.
Okay? I think it's a very
Okay, good deal.
good.
These two larger pieces are apatites that'll make really nice pieces for a collector. I'm gonna trim this piece like this to make a really nice piece right here like that. Of course, we have these pieces here that have the apatite on one side and the fluorite on the other, and a nice lot of apatites here. And this is a especially nice piece. The apatite sits up nicely out of the matrix. It makes it really aesthetic the way it sits up. This is a really sweet apatite here. Buying apatites, look for good color, luster, and transparency. Some of the best come from the Panasqueira Mine, just a few hours northeast of here. Before we visit the mine, we stop to taste an iconic Portuguese beverage, steeped in a mineral history all its own. The city of Porto is the second largest in Portugal after Lisbon, and it's the birthplace of port, the sweet fortified wine produced solely in the Douro Valley. This was my first time in this ancient city. It dates back to 300 BC, starting with the Celtics, then occupied by the Romans and Moors, then invaded by the French. Porto's had many influences. Taking in the diverse architectural styles that reflect the many cultures that were in power over the centuries, it's easy to get lost in the charm of the City of Bridges. The impressive Douro River played a crucial role in the city's famous export. Taylor's is one of the oldest of the founding port houses, dating back to 1692. But the history of Portuguese wine starts far earlier. In 1386, the Treaty of Windsor created mutually beneficial trade laws between England and Portugal. This allowed a significant amount of Portuguese wine to be exported to England. In 1667, France and England would severely limit trade with each other, cutting off England's major wine supply, and thus the demand for Portuguese wine increased. The Douro River was used to transport the wine. Because of the long nautical voyage, the wine was fortified with brandy, increasing its strength and keeping it from spoiling. The wine was named after where it was being shipped from, Oporto, or in English, port. The earliest recorded shipment of port took place in 1678. Not long after that, Taylor's would get into the business. But what does that have to do with minerals, you may ask? Well, Sky has the answer. Here in Portugal, you've been making wine for really thousands of years, right? Started with the Romans, is that correct?
Oh, yes, but it was very different wine, okay? Today, what this company produces is port. And Romans, as you can imagine, it was regular wine. And for very long centuries, we had just wine in the region. And even today, in the region, you may find Douro wines and port.
Okay, and Douro is the region that it grows in, where the schist comes from, right?
Right.
So what helps you have such a good flavor and such a great wine here is that these are very strong plants that try to grow deep into the ground. And what helps them grow deep into the ground is the formation of the schist. Schist, a rock with a coarse grain made up of different minerals that occurs in thin plates. So the roots can grow down deep into the ground up to 30 feet, and the schist really helps quite a bit in the production of the port, right?
Right.
Minerals are all over this world, and they even help with the port wine, right?
Minerals help everywhere.
Okay. See, I told you this was about minerals and not just an excuse to drink port. But Claire twisted our arms, and we just couldn't say no to trying this historic mineral-influenced beverage. Cheers. Or here in Portugal, they would say saúde.
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 They say saúde,
Saúde.
which is health in Portuguese.
Okay.
Saúde.
Delicioso.
Tastes like Portugal.
With the crew and host refreshed, we headed out to explore the birthplace of Portugal's other natural treasures. A mine with as much diversity as Portugal's history. A land that has given the collector community breathtaking specimens. The mine of Panasqueira. One of the world's largest tungsten mines, specimen enthusiasts know it for the crystallized minerals of apatite, tungsten, arsenopyrite, and many more. Located in Covilhã, Portugal, this industrial mine is focused on mining commercial tungsten. As with many careers, mining can start as a hobby.
It's like a passion, you know, that comes from when I was kid, and starting to collecting some rocks, some minerals, and then I follow the geologist feeling. So my name is Filipe Miguel de Vasconcelos Pinto. So I'm a geologist in the Panasqueira Mine. I have collected also some minerals from around the world. In this mine we have some particular nice specimens like the apatites, the arsenopyrites, wolframites. We have nice and big crystals, and they are very famous around the world. All these minerals that are here comes from the mine. Yeah, we have some nice specimens, big ones, the smallest ones, but
So these are all the minerals that come from the mine?
all the minerals that comes from the mine.
Panasqueira is renowned in our community because of its rich diversity. With over 18 different crystallized minerals, you never know what you'll find. You have a nice display over here, it looks like.
Yes, we are trying to preserve one of each mineral best specimens, you know.
This is the piece that strikes me a lot. Is it all right if I take it out?
Yeah, you can take a look. It's one of our best specimens of arsenopyrite also.
This piece here is really attractive. It has large arsenopyrites, and they have really nice terminations, and they're very brilliant. And then it has sticking out of it nice wolframite crystal and a little bit of looks like siderite.
Siderite, that's right. For me, it's also one of my favorite pieces from here. That's because we are trying to not sell them, only to maintain in a museum for the decoration of the.
That's a shame because I'd really like to take this one.
Yeah, I can do it.
These are the main minerals that you're getting out of the mine then, right?
Yeah.
You're getting the copper from the chalcopyrite.
Sure.
You're getting the tin from the cassiterite.
Sure.
And then you're getting the tungsten from the wolframite.
Yeah. It's our target. This one.
This is the main thing.
Yeah.
Tungsten has the highest melting point of all minerals. It's sought after by many industries, and you can find it in things like race cars and rockets, as well as light bulbs and x-rays. And the team in Panasqueira knows just where to look. He's tired because he worked so hard. Okay. It's a rare opportunity to be given access to this extensive mine that's been working since 1888. Now, it's Western Europe's leading tungsten producer. So you really have a lot of water in here now, right? Is this more than normal, or?
It's more than normal. We always have water, but not so much water.
On the last year or 2 years ago, they started cutting some trees on the surface, and so the terrain don't have the sufficient capacity to absorb all the water.
In 1974, the company started to rapidly mechanize the mining process to reduce labor costs. This increased efficiency eventually changed the mining practice from longwall stoping to a more mechanized method and allowed them to dig deeper. Soon, mining was viable on 2 different levels at the same time. Now, I notice up here we have some veins of wolframite and quartz, is that right?
Yeah. This is still the main infrastructure of the mine entrance, the main galleries, base galleries for the equipment and for the people. But sometimes we have lucky and you get vein in this part. So that's what we have here. We have the schist, and now we have a small vein, but with some crystals of wolframite.
Is this rich enough to work if it wasn't the main entrance to the mine?
Yes, it would be.
You would be working this area,
Yes,
right? But you gotta leave it because it's your main entrance.
We have to protect the infrastructure.
I was in awe of how quickly we started seeing clues of mineral richness. And soon, I'd experienced the depth of Panasqueira.
This is a ore bin, ore pass.
An ore pass, okay.
And this is connecting the 2 levels, from level 1 to level 2. We have this grid to avoid big rocks to pass. You can see there an entrance to a stope.
So, Manuel, a stope is a work area, right?
Yes, a production area.
A production area is a stope, okay. It's a long ways down there. How deep is that?
This is 60 meters.
60 meters, that's about 200 feet. Wow, that's a long, 20 stories. Let's throw some rocks down there.
Please too quiet, everybody.
That took a long time to go down there. Manuel, this is a typical looking vein?
Yes, it has the band of mica on top and bottom. It's very typical.
And this is all quartz in here? Or?
Yes, all quartz, but it's no good for us. It's
no, you just want the wolfram.
Yes, we just want the metal, the wolfram and the copper and the tin. But
okay. So after the blasting, it's the first miners that come in that really get the good specimens. Is that...
The workers are, as long as they deliver to the foreman and to the people.
Oh, okay. So everybody's allowed to take it out,
yes,
but it needs to be given over to the company.
Yes.
Who benefits from the crystal shop?
Everyone.
Everyone?
Yes.
Because during the Christmas, we normally we pick the money for the crystal shop that we made during the year, and we congratulate all the workers of the mine.
So everybody gets a crystal Christmas bonus.
Yeah, not crystals, but
yeah, they
use the money
they get the money
to
from
buy
it.
something for them. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wine bottles,
cheese.
Being in these mines, particularly the big ones, it feels like something from a sci-fi movie, where even a common thing like eating lunch can seem out of the ordinary. With history behind us, I was ready to witness brand new minerals being discovered just ahead, or so I thought. They say that this is about 5 square kilometers underneath this mine of running tunnels on several different levels. I think we've walked it all. I'm getting pretty tired. Finally, there were signs we were close to the production zone, and I hope the hike was worth it. This area was just blasted last night. Then they came in and they washed down the walls so they could see everything, and today they're going to muck it, which means they're going to take out all the rock that was blasted out of there so it can go through the whole process of extracting the wolframite. With the new rock mucked out, we were ready to try our luck at finding specimens. He just hauled away almost 5 tons of material. Unfortunately, commercial mining comes at a cost. Machines often damage or crush most collectible mineral specimens, during the extraction of the more abundant industrial ores. Here's a big arsenopyrite right here sticking right in the middle of this cavity. And then over here, we have a big quartz, you can see. It's probably about 5 inches long. There seems to be a lot of mineralization in this area. What did you find there? Oh, wow, an apatite. Cool, yeah. Apatites are kind of pretty rare to find these days, but it's one of the things that Panis Guerra is famous for. And here we have some crystals of siderite that we found right near the same area. So this mine is just filled full of a really large variety of minerals. The large quartz vein is a good sign that specimens are near, and here there's no telling what treasures you'll find. And this is a really cute one. This is one of my favorites here. It is my favorite. It's a really clear quartz with a pretty little siderite perched right on top of it. I'd like to keep this one. Is that all right? Sure. Okay, great. Thank you. You guys help me, okay? Let's count the minerals we just found. We got quartz and wolframite. We have arsenopyrite, pyrite, and chalcopyrite. We also have apatite and siderite and sphalerite. That's 8 minerals that we found right here in this one area right after a blast. And they all occurred like right in the same pocket. Not only is the diversity of specimens noteworthy, what really sets Panis Guerra apart is the amount of different minerals that occur in the same specimen. A city unto itself, exploring this historic mine had been a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But having walked nearly 8 miles, I wasn't ashamed to take the easy way out. Excited and exhausted by our extensive tour of Panis Guerra, we had one last stop to make back in Barcelona, where our old friend Jordi would share some of his best Panis Guerra pieces. Jordi, this case is all Panis Guerra then, right?
Yeah, this is a case for one mine.
Oh, wow.
Look how different are the minerals from that mine. They present a lot of different combinations of the different species from that mine. Some pieces has even 10 different species all together.
10 different species
like quartz, muscovite, siderite, dolomite, calcite, fluorapatite, arsenopyrite, cassiterite, and something else.
Ferberite.
Ferberite.
Here's a ferberite right here.
Yes, sir.
And this has arsenopyrite with it, right?
On the top, yes, sir.
The apatites is one of the minerals that probably Panis Guerra is best known for.
Yes.
And then you have the really colorful, this one is really colorful.
That's fantastic color, yes.
That's fantastic color. That's one of the nicer ones I've seen. And then this one on the very top is very pretty also.
Yeah, that's very pretty, yeah. It's not on matrix, there's some matrix on the corner, but the color is very nice and you can see the green core in the center. So the problem in Panasqueira is to find good minerals. They are very rare, that's why they are so well paid. And you are always in competition with other dealers who are looking for a deep color full apatites, and many times that fight could be aggressive because it's many people wanting that and very few pieces coming out.
So there's really a lot of competition for the best minerals.
Only for the best.
This one here stands out to me. It looks like it's some kind of a uranium mineral,
yes.
right?
This is natural uranium.
Okay, so it's not radioactive.
It's a little bit radioactive, very slow radioactivity, but many times it's just in the air, in the earth, in many places you have a natural radioactivity. But this is really a very low radioactivity comparing with the radioactivity that the human made, concentrating tons of natural uranium.
So you have to take a whole lot of this and process it to make the material you need for atomic bombs or for nuclear plants,
You need tons.
Tons of this, really?
Yes.
This is really attractive here, this arsenopyrite.
Yeah.
But it looks like it has chalcopyrite on it, doesn't it?
No, it's colorful because some arsenopyrite are iridescent, like some goethites are iridescent, and some are this color.
Iridescent.
Iridescent,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
And the matrix is muscovite. It makes a nice contrast because the colorful between the colorful arsenopyrite and the muscovite.
And then, this is really,
Yeah.
really pretty apatite here. It's
Well, if you want to hear a funny story, this is the reason why I am not going to Panasqueira for maybe 6 years, because I went there more than 50 times in the past. I learned Portuguese, I went so many times, always looking for the piece that I really want from Panasqueira. And the day I got this one, I canceled my trips to there because I was full. I have what I really look for before.
You found the piece of your dreams.
Correct.
Okay. Jordi, you really have a fabulous collection.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much for showing it
Thank
to
you.
us.
A pleasure. Thank you for
Portuguese specimens are both uncommon and enchanting. The diversity and quality of these pieces are worthy of another look. And with each stone, we're given a chance to hold an empire's history in our hand. If you want to see more episodes or check out our mineral collection, click the link in the description. And of course, like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Mineral Explorers.